Hey guys, it's Mark in the shop. Today we're going to be trying the Rockler 1.5-inch state park templates to put a name onto a board. And it's a little tricky because they are so small that the A is one cut like this, and you'll see it in the video. And then the second part, you have to swap the template out, is just the line going across. So let's give this a try and see how it turns out. The first thing I did is get all the letters out of the kit. I'm going to do the first. Pretty simple, no two-pass letters. Put on our safety glasses. We have the bushing already installed, and we have the 3/16" bit, Signmaker's bit on there. Make these passes. You basically just put the bushing into the hole and then push down your plunge router, lock it in place, and do the letter. And the is done. We'll take off the tape and see how it looks. Now we're going to do the last name for them. Camargos. You can see it doesn't look like Camargos because we do have two A's, an R, a G, and an O that are going to be two-pass letters. Which means after I do the first pass here, I'm going to have to come back and remove those templates and interchange them with the A2, the R2, the G2, and the O2. We'll see how this goes. And we're done with the first pass. Oh, I see a mistake with the A. Still didn't get it all. Gonna try it again. Looks good now. So now we will remove the first templates and interchange them with the second template. One thing I did notice when doing this was the templates, if you put them underneath the one in front of it and then push down, it worked a lot easier to interlock them. Seems like there may be a little taper on them. So now we're going to tape down the second pass letters. I don't have to do the first pass anymore. Just going to do the second passes. And that's it. We'll take off the tape now and see how everything looks. And there we go. It looks pretty good. I check the name before I start painting it. So here I'm going to try something different. I'm going to use a little brush to try and paint the letters each to see if it's any easier when doing the sanding process. I'm not going to show you me painting each letter. That would bore you out of your mind. I promise I won't make you see them all. So here's the finished painting. And then we'll sand it down. And I think I missed the footage of sanding this portion down. I did notice that it was a little harder because the paint did kind of bleed more into the wood. After I sanded it, got out the air compressor and blew out the letters. This is always cool to me how much it shows up. And here we are, we're going to do the address portion of it now. going to make these into two separate signs. The top one has the last name. If they were to move, they could keep the top name and change the address out. I'm going to give you a different view of the router doing these numbers. Up close and personal. Let you listen to some more good old music. Letters do have some second passes that I have to do. So we'll get these first passes done. Then do just like the name. We'll swap out the templates for the second pass numbers. So now we'll take out I'll take off the tape. We will swap out the O and the 8 and see how it works. Where it was a little harder to get those numbers in there. Found putting it underneath and snapping it down worked a lot better. And we'll retape it down so they don't move. And there it is. Looks really good. This one I'm going to go back to the spray painting. So we'll just spray right over the numbers with black paint and then sand off the excess. And when you use the spray paint, just make sure you get all the edges of each letter and number. And here it is dried. Now I've got out my orbital sander. Got the holes in the sandpaper, which will suck up the sawdust as it's going and throw it into that little canister in the back. And you use the orbital sander, it comes off pretty quick. And then just go really close to the numbers and letters. If you see any bleed over, try and hit it with the edge of the orbital and it will come off. Got that knot right next to the 0. Kind of love knots when you put the finish on it. It does kind of detract a little bit from that O or that 0. And here's the finished address portion of the sign hitting it with the air compressor. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the little bell so you'll know when my next video is posted. We'll come back and put a routed edge on this and a finish. Thank you.